We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live.
Welcome to the Mouthpiece, episode 120, year 3. Today we're going to talk about some poker. The NFL is a week away. We're going to talk about what's going on in the world and whatever y'all want to talk about. The Mouthpiece is next. What's up? What are you guys doing? Welcome to the Mouthpiece. Yours truly has been really struggling with a lot of pain, and been going to physical therapy, and that's really not working, and so I've been just laying in bed feeling like shit. So here we are. I was going to do a podcast on Monday, but I just felt like crap all week. So here we are. What you guys been up to? Hasn't been much on my end. I've only played poker only a few times. Let's see. I played 2 times last week, once this week, or once last week. Let's see. I won like 8,500 last week. Played last night where I shouldn't even jump in the game. It was like 2 a.m. and I couldn't sleep. The pain was so shitty, and I was like, I'll play for an hour. I took my meds to go to bed, and next thing you know, I punted off like 2,200 in a PLO hand with a set of 4s on an ace 4-9 board in a bomb pot. I potted it and got called, and it was ace 4-9 rainbow. Every instinct just told me to check fold turn, but I didn't, and the guy had 3 aces, which I figured he did, especially when I make it 1,100 and then he raises me all in for another 1,100. It's like the easiest fold ever. But so I punted and lost like 3,200, and I quit. And that's really all the poker I played. I mean, I'm really, really struggling. I got myself wrapped in a heating pad just so I could do this podcast, because I don't know, you guys, I'm really kind of worried here. But I'm going to go. I've got appointments with more doctors this week to try and figure out what we can do, and we'll see what happens. Let's see what else is going on. Poker world's pretty crazy since we were last on. Found out that the one guy decided that he faked cancer just to get $40,000 from the poker world. And the funny part was when I said something about it, I got attacked by everybody. Well, he's got cancer. He's got cancer. And I said, okay. Like, I knew the whole story just didn't make any sense anyways. And then, I mean, how gullible is the poker world? They fall for everything. These are the same people that think fucking Robbie J. Lou didn't fucking cheat in that hand. But they'll never get me to change my mind on that, because I read people for a living. I mean, every single person who I think is a fucking scammer ends up being a scammer. Everyone. I mean, I've never been wrong. It's like, I mean, the only one I was ever wrong about was my ex-partner that fucked me over. But, you know, I can't talk about that right now because we settled the case. And so I'll just leave it at that. But other than that, I'm right about everybody, you know. I actually thought he was a good guy, but he wasn't. But other than that, if I say they're a piece of shit, they're usually a piece of shit. If I say they're a good guy, they're always almost a good guy. So that's what happens when you're able to read people for a living instead of depend on a solver to let you know what's going on. So yeah, that's what's going on there. So you saw me, I don't know if you've been paying attention, I argued a hand that happened at Hustler Casino a week ago Friday. We talked about, I thought it was a complete punt for Mariano to jam aces on the river. And I watched Doug Polk put out a video where he talks about he brings up the solver and he runs the solver and he goes over the whole solver and the solver says, well, you're plus 24,000 over the long haul by jamming. Well, if you know how to read your opponent, you're plus 0. If you know the guy has to be on the flush draw. But these people play poker by solver. I call it PBS, poker by solver. You know, we have the TDS, Trump derangement syndrome, and we have PBS, poker by solver, or poker derangement syndrome, or poker solver syndrome, PBS, perfect. Poker by solver, I like it. Can you imagine, like, we have a game that is decided by decisions that the human body makes dependent on the situation. And everybody says, no, Mike, you're wrong. It's poker by solver. Yes, poker by solver is a secularist free propaganda channel. I like it. And I don't know. It's like I asked Lucky Chewy a pretty fair question. Well, what if you know the guy's super strong? He's like, well, kind of like made, I don't know, he's a good guy. I don't think he was making fun of it. He was trying to answer it in a fair way. Well, if you're playing rock, paper, scissors, and you guessed that the guy was strong, well, then I guess it's a check. Okay, I'm not playing rock, paper, scissors. I pretty much, when a guy calls 40,000 to 1/3 of the stack against me with only 2/3 behind, there's a pretty good chance he doesn't have a one pair hand. Just pretty good. So, poker by solver. I like it. PBS. I think we should address it every time we have a argument online. We'll be like, you have PBS syndrome. I like it. Sounds good. So, yeah, I mean, this is what poker's come to. It's like, no, sorry, Mike, you're wrong. PBS says you are losing 24,000 by checking those aces on the river. Congratulations. That's what PBS says. Well, Mike Matasos says the guy's on a flush draw, and that's what my gut tells me, and I'm going to check, and I lose, and I'm saving 85,000 on the river. That's 104,000 swing in favor of me over PBS. I don't know. We can argue to the end. The thing is I don't know. Me and Phil talked about it. We were laughing because we just your gut just tells you what the right play is. I mean, my gut told me last night when I bet 400. I was playing in a small game because I was really tired. I just wanted to play for like 30 minutes. But when I bet 400 in the 400 on the bomb pot, and I bet full pot on an ace-9-4 board, and the guy called, I didn't need a solver to tell me the guy had 3 9s or 3 aces. My instinct screamed it. But it was the small game, so I bet 1,100 on the turn, and he moved in for 1,100 more, and I called, and then I went to bed. I didn't need a solver to tell me that he had 3 aces. I knew he did. My gut just said, check, fold. But I didn't do it because I had taken my medication to go to bed and I was half asleep and it was a small game and I wanted to punt off 2,200 to these guys because it's always good to punt to these people. Because then when you play, they pay you. So it's all good. But right before I punted to 22, it went raise. I 3-bet ace, king, jack, 10 with the ace suited. Guy calls 3-bets cold in between. The original raiser 4-bets to like 1,000. And they just never 4-bet me without aces. So I just folded. And the other guy rips it. They called the 3-bets cold. And of course he had ace 10. And the other guy had ace, king, queen 7. And I folded ace, king, jack 10. And the aces won both board for 6,200. And the one guy called. He plays in our big game. He was playing in the small game also. And I said, let me give you advice. When a guy raises and the nit, that's me. I always call me the nip just to make them think how tight I am. 3-bets and then they 4-bet pot it. It's usually aces. Like, I don't need the solver to tell me that it's aces like 99.9%. I said, so probably folding ace, king, queen 7 is probably a good idea. I told him, I was fucking with him. So here I folded it like an idiot. Well, not like an idiot, but correctly. And then I punked the next hand when I had this fucking bomb pot set at 4s like an idiot. So again, like I said, my intuition just is always right. It just is. I'm sorry that I'm born with the ability to know what they have. And most people just have to use PBS to learn what they have. I don't need poker by solver. All I have to do is follow my instincts and I'm always going to be right. I just am. I mean, my problem is I don't follow my instincts most of the time. Half the times I just fucking poker by punt. PBP. We have PBS and PBP. Poker by punt. Poker by punt is when you do not listen to what your intuition tells you. And, but, everybody thinks I'm super tight, right? So people will be like, Mike 3-bet me. I'm folding ace king. Mikey just 3-bet me. How the hell you guys think I make all the money? Because I just have this image that's super tight. And then I start 3-betting the fuck out of them, finding spots and picking up lots of money. And that's what you do. And everybody never catches you because they always think you're tight. And you just, you flat them and then you fucking bomb the turn. And, oh, my God, Mike raised me pot on the turn. I'll fold this top pair top kicker. I'll fold these two. You know how many times I've folded two? They fold 2 pair to me. I mean, you just set an image and you fucking make everybody believe you're tight. And I mean, I watched Landon say, well, if Mike jams the river, I'm fucking folding a set. Exactly, Landon. That's why I play the way I do, because then you'll fold a set to me where you're snap calling anybody else. I played last week. We were playing the stand-up game. I limped 40. I limp called 1,500 with 7s. Came queen 6-4. I check called pot. I then check called 3,000 on the turn when the 6 hit. And then the heart came on the river. And then I just jammed for 9,000 with 7s. And of course, the guy folded a fucking overpair. And I show him 7s, and he goes crazy. Well, bottom line is I didn't need the heart to represent anything. I was going to jam the river anyways. and he was going to fold. And he's all like, I can't believe how bad you play. You fucking limp $40 and called $1,500. I go, it's a stand-up game. And then you play check, call, flop, and turn and just jam river. You're lucky a heart came, Mike. He had tens, by the way. He couldn't even beat a queen. Once I called a turn, I mean, like, I got this, like... They just think I don't bluff. They just think I just sit there and just pedal the nuts and make money. Oh my God, it's so funny. It's so funny how people think. And then when they pay me off, they're like, I can't believe I paid them all. You off, Mike. You always have it. You're such a nit. How come they never pay me off when I don't have it? It's because I'm that good, that's why. And I don't need PBS to tell me that. Anyways, that's what's been going on.
About your celebrity tournament?
No, I'm not high right now. I just woke up and I feel like shit. Look, I got a fucking heating pad wrapped around my ass.
What about your celebrity tournament?
Oh yeah, celebrity tournament. That was I played the celebrity tournament last Saturday. It was called the Enclave Celebrity Tournament. I played with the guy that's like one of the singers with LL Cool J. His name was what was it? Stan. I think it was Stan. I don't remember what I did yesterday. He was pretty cool. And let's see, I play with him, and then I'm playing with all these like what kind of celebrities are these people? I've never seen. Not one of them knew me, and I didn't know who any one of them were. And I find out they're all YouTubers, YouTube influencers.
You are too?
YouTube influencer. I said, really? How many followers do you have? Well, we have people in here have anywhere from 200 to like 19 million. Then I meet this one guy, and I'm like, what's your name? He gives me his name. And I ask everybody, well, what's he famous for? He goes, well, that's Charlie's father. I was like, who the fuck's Charlie? So anyway, Charlie's some 19-year-old chick that does dance videos on TikTok. She makes like 20 million a year. She has 19 million followers on TikTok. She's 19 years old. 30 million followers on TikTok. 19 years old. Wow. I don't know, man. What a world we live in. You jump on TikTok and you make millions and millions of dollars. Do you know they asked question people in the United States, what do you want to do when you grow up? Age 12 to 16, 66% said influencer on TikTok or Instagram. Wow, what a world. Our world's going to crash. If everybody really believes that they're going to be influencers on TikTok or fucking Instagram, the world's coming to an end. Yo, well, I know I can't remember what I did yesterday. I take pain medication and gabapentin that makes me brain dead. Biden and Mitch McConnell are a joke. Mitch McConnell, like, he had another stroke yesterday. Congratulations, the country's they're going to start World War III by a bunch of dementia patients that don't know what the fuck's going on. I mean, what the fuck? Mitch McConnell, oh, are you going to run for re-election in 2026? Let me be Mitch McConnell for a minute. Mitch, are you going to run for re-election in 2026? Somebody plug this guy in. Okay, Mitch, thanks a lot. We appreciate it. Joe, how was Oahu? Well, when 2004, I had a kitchen fire and I almost burnt down my Corvette. That was close to when we burned up 1,100 kids in Maui, right? That's the world we live in. That is the world we live in. That is the world we live in. That's it. Plug him in and plug in fucking Biden. This is an embarrassment. Between John Fetterman, Joe Biden, Mitch McConnell, Dianne Feinstein. I mean, at least the guy from Iowa that's 89 still speaks fucking, he hasn't lost it mentally. The fucking world is run by fucking dementia patients. We are going to be in World War III over dementia patients that should be in diapers in a fucking old age home. Yeah. Well, the gabapentin makes your brain dead, and maybe that's what they have. That makes sense. Maybe they have Mitch McConnell on gabapentin. After his fall, he probably, he had this nerve damage, so they put him on gabapentin. And we've watched Joe fall 100 times. They probably got him on gabapentin. Maybe that's why they're both brain dead. Maybe it's the gabapentin. So I saw that the doctor, the neurologist this morning when I was awake, they cleared. We got to come up with a name for Mitch McConnell. We'll call him Mitch Glitch McConnell. We'll call him Glitch McConnell. Glitch. I like it. The guy, old Glitch. They told old Glitch McConnell that he got checked out by a neurologist and that he's 100% ready to go. He's 100% good. Really? So twice in a month, you sat up there and Glitch McConnell did this when asked a question. Glitch, are you okay? Glitch. But the neurologist says he's fine. Give me a fucking break. Give me a fucking break, man. Yeah, exactly. There's a reason why that retirement age is 65, and they stay till death because they're all power hungry fucking losers, man. That's one thing I'll give credit to about. Thanks a lot, there, buddy. I give credit to with See, I'm brain dead myself. I'll give credit to the right. The right calls out their fucking brain dead people. Like people on the right last night were like, please fucking resign, Mr. Glitch. Please, for the sake of the GOP, resign. The people on the left, the Democrats, Biden is a great president. He's doing great. He passed the so-and-so bill and this bill, and Biden is great. No, Biden is brain dead. Biden has dementia. Biden is 10 times worse than Glitch. Glitch just fucking freezes, and then he speaks normal the rest of the time. Biden is just completely brain dead and can't even put two sentences together. And he's a fucking crook. So, anyways, that's the world we live in. We have a brain dead fucking president. And I still don't believe he's going to run. He's always on vacation because he can't put two sentences together. Yesterday, he was inviting kids back to school. He was coughing in his hand. Coughing. This was Biden yesterday. Nice to meet you. Welcome back to school. Whoa, nice to meet you. Welcome back to school. If you don't believe me, go look at the video. It's pretty funny. Oh, boy. Glitch. We have Glitch and fucking Dementia Joe. What a world. George Santos. That motherfucker's just a fucking loser. They're all fucking losers. I call it out like it is. But I don't know, man. All you people that say, well, Trump's a criminal and it's not political. Oh, but they made the trial date the day before Super Tuesday. Oh, and then they made the other trial date 3 weeks later on the 24th when they know trials goes 4 to 6 weeks. It's all political. It's 100% political. In the United States of America, we're fucking arresting our political opponents. They'll do anything to stop them. I agree with Tucker. They'll kill them. There's no way they'll ever let him see the White House. That's why I'm fucking all for Vivek in 2024. Because I don't think they'll kill him, but I know they'll kill fucking, I mean, what else do they have left? Anyways, what's been going on, guys? Let's see. We can take some phone calls. 702-329-0480. We can talk about some football. Football's coming up before we take some phone calls. Yeah, I've decided on what I'm doing for my preseason. And Vivek is not deep state. I've talked to Vivek on the phone. Okay, Vivek is not involved with anything, with any of those fucking people. DeSantis needs a hurricane to save him. Oh, did you see Biden yesterday? He went to FEMA in Florida. Tell them how good a job they're doing. But if it wasn't for climate change, we wouldn't have this hurricane. Well, guess what? It's hurricane season. And that was a minor little hurricane. One of the smallest ones ever. But vote for me and I'll fix the hurricanes from coming during hurricane season. Vote for me, I can fix the weather. I can do it. Please vote for me. I'll fix the weather. You guys are fucking insane. It was good for DeSantis because, of course, he did a good job again. Because he does a good job. He just has the worst. He's just running the worst campaign. People on social media have no idea how to run. Yeah. Here you go, Barry. Name one conspiracy I've ever put out that hasn't come true. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Yep. Oh, every conspiracy I've ever put out on the fucking podcast has all come true. Every single one. I think it's something like 40 conspiracies that came true and 0 that didn't come true. And the one I told you about where COVID came from, that'll end up coming to light and be true soon, too. You'll all see that for sure. Come on, JJ. It's more than 10-0. It's like 40-0. Come on. It's 40-0. I'm still waiting for my buddy Barry to name me one conspiracy that I brought out that hasn't come true. See, you can say that and regurgitate Mike believes conspiracy theories. Okay, buddy. What conspiracy has I put through that hasn't came true? Oh, Trump colluded with Putin. Well, sorry. It came out that Trump and Putin never colluded. And the whole Russia-Trump collusion was made up by the Democrats, by Hillary Clinton. And she put out the Steele dossier, and they was bought and paid for by them. Oh, Trump called Nazis a good, fine people. No, he didn't. It's a hoax. It's already been proven that Trump never called the people, the fine people. Well, Trump gave dumped the goldfish in with the prime minister. No, Trump didn't dump the goldfish in. That was an edited version. What conspiracies? Come on. Come here. Come on, let's go. Find me a conspiracy that didn't come true. I'm waiting. I just want to hear one that I've ever said that has, the fucking vaccine's is killing people and nobody should take it. It's been proven that the anti-vaxxers won that debate because the vaccines were hurting people under the age of 40 more than it was helping them. Oops, the vaccines won that debate. Let's see. I don't even know which one I should start with. Well, any other conspiracy theories that came true that I was a conspiracy theorist of? I'm waiting. Oh, just one. Come on, name one. Come on, name one. I want one. Give me one. Give me one that I've talked about that hasn't come true. Because it's all bullshit. This is why nobody, like, Biden came up into the media yesterday and says, we got a new vaccine coming up in September, and everybody needs to take it because this one works. Really? You told us that with the first one, the second one, the third one, the fourth one, the fifth one, and the sixth one. All of a sudden, this one works. I happen to just glance at a clip from Fox News, one of the liberal guys on, I guess, the 5. I don't watch Fox News anymore, but they sit there and they asked him, yeah, I'm going to be taking my vaccine. He said, how many vaccines had you had? He said, I've had 7, but I've had COVID 3 times. He's had 7 of the vaccines and the boosters, but he's had COVID 3 times. I almost fell off the chair laughing. His name was, what's his name? Ford was his last name. I forgot his first name. He's a liberal guy on Fox News, on the 5. There was a clip that was played yesterday. I was laughing my ass off. Everything that Trump's ever said has come true. Almost. That's why they fucking hate him, because he tells the truth all the time. They don't care when he lies. His lies are just like, well, my crowd size was too big. It was bigger than everyone else. No, it wasn't. Well, it was. They don't give a fuck about that. They care about when they wanted Trump to lie and said, the vaccine's the greatest thing ever. I created it. I created the vaccine. He goes, Operation Warp Speed, that was me. Sorry, Trump. You're a loser on the vaccine. So now he's pivoted to when he attacks DeSantis, he makes up bullshit about him. All kinds he lies just nonstop with the bullshit. But when it comes to the real shit, he tells the truth. The people I follow with on the right. Mike, we've gotta elect Trump. Trump's the only one that could save us. Really? How did Trump do the first time he went through? He's gonna hire the best people. Why did he fucking fire 90% of the people he hired? Listen, why? I mean, Mike Pence was on board with him 90% and he threw him under the bus. Give me a break. But I do think he's telling the truth that Mike Pence could have sent the electors back to the states, because you know how he's telling the truth? Because as soon as the Democrats got in office, they changed the law that the president is not allowed to send it back to the states. So he's no longer allowed to. So if he wasn't allowed to, and Trump wasn't right and was telling the truth about Mike Pence when he was going to certify the election, being able to send the electors back to the states, then why that when the Democrats took party, did they change the law that says the vice president is not allowed to send the electors back to the states? They changed the law because Mike Pence was able to. So once again, Trump told the truth about it. But if not, they wouldn't have changed the law. I mean, that's just a fact. Yeah, they fear Trump so much to have me vote for him. That's true. I mean, I didn't want to vote. I'm still hoping Vivek wins the nomination. I like him a lot. He's a nice guy. I told you, I talked to him 40 minutes on the phone. Talked about a lot of things. He's really nice, and he really cares about the country. And so we'll see what goes on. But you got to remember, when every single person, like 80% of the people that work for him were pro-Trump, and now they're anti-Trump, they don't just flip sides. You know, they flip sides because the guy is probably doing things that they don't like, you know. And when I hear, well, I'm going to vote for Trump, he's going to fix it. No, he's not. You know, he's just not. He didn't do anything the first time. The only thing at least the first time he ran on a message of, I'm going to save this country. I'm for the forgotten people. I'm for this and for that. Now, this time his message is, vote for me and save me. And if you save me, you're saving you. Maybe. I just want to vote for him just so I could hear the fucking everybody melt down when he goes out and fires them all and gets all the revenge on them. And he followed the Constitution, Barry. Then why did they change the law in the Constitution that the vice president is not allowed to send the electors back to the states? Why was that changed the second they got in office if he wasn't allowed to do what Trump wanted him to do? That's a good question. If they never changed that, I would have been all on board with Mike Pence wouldn't have been able to do anything. But the second they got in office, they changed and made amendments to the Constitution that the vice president is not allowed to send the electors back to the states. Why? Why'd they change it? If he didn't read the Constitution that says he's allowed to, why would they have changed that law after they got in power? Ask yourself that. This is Politics 101. If you don't believe me, go look. Go Google it, Barry. Did they change the law? Here, I'll help you out. Did they change the law, the Democrats, when they got in power, of being able to send the electors back to the states when they go to what's it called, an election? So basically, type in, was Mike Pence legal under the Constitution to have done that? And the answer will come up yes, and that the Democrats changed the law. So there you go. You've learned one thing today. Even I had to learn it because I didn't believe it because I thought Trump was full of shit. But they went out of their way to change the law to no longer allow the vice president to send the electors back to the states. Why would they do that if he wasn't able to the first time? There you go. There you go. They're not trying, dude. It's all political. They put it on the day before Super Tuesday. You fucking moron. Give me a break. It's all political. It's all a show trial. It's all bullshit to hurt him politically. Even Phil, who is not a fucking Republican, laughed and said, it's all political. He goes, I wasn't sure if it was all political, but when they put it on the day before Super Tuesday, even I had to laugh. Okay, anybody with a brain knows it's political. And I don't know, man. I think the Democrats really fucked up. And so thanks a lot, buddy. I appreciate it, man. And yeah, hit me up, man. DM me. You got it. And it's pretty funny, but yeah. I mean, even I was thinking to myself, God, it's just a political hit job. But We'll see. I'm still hoping Vivek fucking rises and wins the nomination, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. I just, it's a shame that we have a country that's being politicized. Like, I mean, they're attacking. Just remember everything that Trump got impeached for on impeachment number 1, getting all the dirt on Biden and Ukraine, all ended up being true. It all ended up being true. Yeah, there's another conspiracy theory. Fucking Biden family gets rich fucking selling access to Burisma through the fucking Ukraine. Trump got impeached over it. He got impeached over it. He fucking got impeached over getting the truth out on Biden. You guys, you can't make this up. You can't make this up. I mean, it's come out. He took $20 million in bribes. They got proof. They got enough to put Biden in jail for like ever. There's no way he's running in 2024. That you can mark it down. There's zero chance. There's just zero. Gavin Newsom yesterday started saying, we've got to clean up California. We got to get rid of all these homeless people. The courts keep stopping us from doing it. Well, what do you care, Gavin, unless you're running for president? Oh, God, it's fucking funny. Everybody believes all the bullshit they see. Whatever. It's like, it's too much, man. It's too much. It's just a joke. Why don't you read Devin Archer's fucking testimony in front of Congress? Why don't you go look at his testimony, the matchup, which was what was in Hunter Biden's laptop? Here, I'm going to help you out. I'm going to help you do some homework. Go look up. There you go, Barry. Devin Archer's testimony. Let me help you out. To Congress. Then we're going to help you out again. Who was the big guy in Hunter Biden's laptop when he did the deals with Burisma? Ooh, let's help you out there again, Barry. God, I'm going to fucking I don't want to turn you into a Republican. I just want you to turn you into fucking what's going on in the world. And then if you actually do your homework, you'll be... See, the only reason why I get on here and say all these things is I'm not fucking pro-GOP. I fucking hate them. I think the GOP is as disgusting as the fucking Democrats. I just want my listeners to a lot of people to wake up to what is exactly happening. And so they just don't repeat fucking talking points. You know what I mean? I want them to actually look up when I repeat facts. See, that's what my job is to repeat facts to you. And then you look up the facts and then you tell yourself, wow, I thought that was a conspiracy theory. But it's right here. It's written right here. Yes, even CNN in their 2-minute clip fucking had to show it because they have to hide everything because they're propaganda networks for the fucking Democrats. When you're opened, Archer said nothing about Joe Biden. Okay. Sorry, buddy. Sorry. I can't deal with it. I can't deal with stupid. Yes, I do believe Tucker. I do believe that we are going to start World War III. And that's how they're going. That's the only way they're going to, if they don't kill Trump, they're going to probably start World War III to try and stay in power. I do believe that. Yes. I do believe that. They're using the Ukrainians as pawns for their proxy war. Over 500,000 Ukrainian soldiers have died. That's fact. And sorry, I believe what Tucker says is true in every inch of my bone. Like he said, I believe this in every inch of my bone. I believe what he says in every inch of my bone. So we'll see what happens. And if we start World War III, I wonder how pro Biden, how pro fucking dementia. Just remember, it's not just Biden that's starting World War III. It's the other dementia patient, Glitch McConnell. I like that. Glitch McConnell that's starting World War III. And all the other 80-year-old fucking people that don't even know how to. I bet you all these motherfuckers don't even know how to fucking open a computer. I bet you they open a computer and people have to tell them how to type in and what to click for. They probably don't even know how to fucking hit Google. That's what the country's run by, a bunch of dementia patients. Anyways, you'll see. You'll see. I'm sorry. Like I said, when you can name one conspiracy theory that I've ever mentioned on the podcast that hasn't come true, let me know. Just one. Just one. You keep saying, oh, everything I say is a conspiracy theorist. I haven't listened to Fox since they silenced Tucker either, because I knew everybody was. You only silence people when they're telling the truth. And when Tucker came out against the vaccines and the pharmaceutical industry, he had to be fired because 75% of their fucking advertising comes from the pharmaceutical industries. The fucking big pharma owns every politician. They own the airwaves. They own everything. And that's just a fact. You know that we're the only country in the world, I heard this yesterday, that allows big pharmaceutical companies to advertise on television. That blew my mind away. And I guess that they passed that law when Obama was president, something like that. You look it up. I mean, I know that's probably the truth because everything else that I always say is the truth. So, see, you always say, Mike always says facts. He's usually wrong. Okay, name one thing that I've been wrong about. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Do, do, do. Name one thing I've been wrong about. That's the greatest thing. That's the funny thing. Well, Mike repeats it. He's usually wrong. Okay, what have I been wrong about? I'll tell you what I might be. I could end up being wrong about, and I'm going to end up losing like $10,000 to Phil. Is I said Biden has complete dementia. There's zero chance he finishes his term, and they're going to make fucking. I don't even want to call her what I call her. Everybody knows what I call her, so I'm going to leave it as blank face president. But she's so dumb and so bad that they can't even make her president. It's like when I heard Trump in a debate night interview, he's like, yeah, well, she talks in rhymes. The wheels on the bus go round and round and round. I got on the bus, and the bus drives forward. Why? Because it's a bus. You got to admit, Trump's funny. He is fucking funny. I did say he wouldn't be indicted. I did. Because I can't believe they went there. I can't believe they're going this far. This is his fault. He should have fucking indicted Hillary. Instead of after the fucking he won, he said, nah, they're nice people. I don't want to ruin their lives. That's what he said. If he would have just fucking indicted them. Because once you indict one political party, now you have to do everything you can to stay in power. Because once you've gone there, if the Republicans get power, they're going after If Trump wins, he's going after Hillary. He's taking out Biden. He's fucking indicting them all, just like they did him. So now it's a fight for their freedom. Not a fight for Trump's freedom. It's a fight for their freedom. It's going to be interesting. So I said he wouldn't finish his term, and I'm going to end up losing 10,000, I think. I mean, I don't know. He can't speak. He can't put two sentences together. In 2020, he was able to put like one sentence together, barely. Now he can't put two. I don't see how he, I'm still not sure he's going to finish his term. He might just fucking resign here in the next week or two. Wouldn't shock me. I mean, one guy said they've got enough stuff coming out that he's going to resign immediately. I'm like, I hope so. God, if I lose this bet to Phil, I'm going to be sick. Anyways, Vivek's a good guy, dude. But Vivek reaches out to the Trump base. So, yeah, he makes you hear what he knows that you can't win the nomination unless you get Trump's base. So, yeah, he does pander to the Trump base. I agree, but it's the only way you could win. The other six idiots are like, oh, Trump's a bad guy. Oh, well, thank you. We won't vote for you since 32% of us think he's a good guy and that he won the election. Why would we ever fucking reach out to those 32%? Anyways, 702-329-0480. Let's take some phone calls.
The Mouthpiece.
If you'd like to take part in our phone call segment, you can give us a call at 702-329-0480. And if you're a snowflake or a pussy and you don't want to talk to me, you can email me at mouthpiecepodcast@gmail.com. Also, follow me at the Mouth Matiso on Twitter for times that our call-in segment will be live. 702-329-0480. Give us a call. Newsom's the worst. You know what we call him? We call him New Scum. New Scum. N-E-W-S-C-U-M. Because he's like the worst governor in history. He completely destroyed California. But he's a good-looking guy, and he's a good politician. I mean, at least he knows how to be a politician. Welcome to the Mouthpieces, Mike.
Hey, Mike. It's Thomas Woodley from Rotterdam, the Netherlands.
Yeah, how you doing, buddy?
Hi. So I have two questions.
Sure.
One is, who is Barry Wong?
Oh, I don't know. He's a guy that follows me on the fucking. He's in the chat all the time. He's a flaming leftist that just thinks that the Democrats never do anything right and everything the other side does is wrong. So we kind of make fun of him.
He's also your biggest fan.
But he's one of my biggest fans. He's a good guy.
Okay, but he is here all the time, right?
Yeah. He's a big fan of the show.
Okay. Second question. Treat me like a child, right? I'm 53.
Mm-hmm.
I'm from the Netherlands in Rotterdam. I'm born in Hungary, but I never could understand how you bet on games and what does it mean 10 over 2 or 2 by 7 or I don't know. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Oh, you're talking about like the line when you bet on games? Is that what you're asking?
Yes, with baseball or
okay, that's a good. Honestly, when I see, because we're in Europe, it always says like they have different numbers. So like in the United States, they use like 0.02 I don't know what those mean either. But like in the United States, it's like -110, -140.
I don't understand any of that.
Okay, well let's just okay. So if it's like -220, okay, Like a lot of these baseball
Okay.
games are minus 240, minus 220. That means what you have to win. You have to lay $220 if it's minus 220 to win 100.
Okay.
Okay, if it's minus 340, like a big favorite, like the Dodgers are playing some shitty team, then you have to lay $340 to win 100. So basically, if you lay a big favorite like 340, the Dodgers have to win 4 out of 5 to make money. If they lose 1 out of 5, you're going to lose money if you're laying $3.40. So you don't want to lay big favorites. We have a saying, like I don't bet much anymore, but when I used to bet is you never lay over $1.30. You never lay any big favorites over $1.30. And you always try.
So what does that mean? You never
$1.30 would mean you lay 130 to win 100.
So you never lay more than $130 to win 100.
Correct. Yeah, if it's $1.30. If it's $1.50, you lay $150 to win 100. If it's $1.10, you lay $110 to win 100. And if it's plus $1.60, let's say you got plus $1.60, now you bet 100 to win 160.
Okay.
Got it?
So everybody knows this in the USA?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's so strange for us in Europe. Sometimes you talk about this for 30 minutes in the podcast, and I cannot follow anything about it. But I stay online, I listen to it, but
Yeah, if you
it's so strange.
yeah, he made a good point. Yeah, the most you should ever lay is like $1.35 on a game. If you're betting big favorites, you're just gonna get crushed. Like even back when I used to bet, like I've laid minus 3 to 1 9 times in my life, and I've lost all 9 times. You're supposed to win 3 out of 4 when you're laying 3 to 1. I'm 0 for 9 laying 3 to 1. So that's why you never lay over $1.35, because you can.
So you would rather stick to poker.
Yeah, I stick to poker. There you go. That's exactly what I do. I quit betting sports. I stick to poker. Now I am gonna be. Putting out today my 4 picks that I make preseason over under picks, and I've won. Yeah. Last year I went 3-1. Year before 3-0. So I'm really good at these preseason over unders, and because I know I don't really bet anymore. I usually bet 5 or 10,000 on the preseason over unders, and then I watch the whole
for the whole season.
Correct. And then I signed up. I went down. I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. I went down and signed up for the Circa Survivor contest, which is me and my friend we have 6 entries, and and then I signed up 1 entry for the pick'em contest at the Circa. So I'm just in this. I do that just. It cost me $1,000, and then I pick 5 games each week, and hopefully I do it. This keeps me from betting because I'm a degen and I can't bet sports anymore. So,
it's always better to watch a game live or not live with a bet, right?
Yeah.
Because here in the Netherlands or in Europe, if a soccer team plays, we always gamble about the score and who is going to score the first goal, or who is going to get a first free ball or whatever, So with you, it's quite different.
Yeah.
But almost the same.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you calling, man. I hope you have a great weekend, and thanks for listening to the show, and we'll see you next week.
Yes. Thank you
so
very much for
You're
your time.
very welcome.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Yeah, so somebody said something about my documentary. We're finishing it up right now. I expect it to be the end of October, it looks like. So we'll see. Oh, God, I'm in so much pain, guys. You have no idea.
Your call has been forwarded.
All right, have a good one. See you later. So, I have survived. I have joined the Survivor contest. Me and my friend Ben. We have 6 survivors. Last year we put 6 up, 2 apiece, and we finished in top 30 out of like 9,000. Welcome to the Mouthpiece. This is Mike. Hello. Cheerio.
Yeah.
What's going on, my man?
Hey, man, this is David from Indiana.
Hey, David. How are you?
I'm a huge fan of you, Mikey.
Thanks,
Absolutely
buddy.
love you.
Thanks, buddy.
I had a question about all the Trump hate. Like, I understand wanting new, the new thing, but I think that we all have to stand behind Trump. This is like our last stand to save the country.
I believe that too, but, and here's my and this is what I argue with my friend Tony Cousineau, who's a diehard Trump supporter. He's like Trump or nothing, right? I said, listen,
Right.
and here's my explanation to you, okay? I believe the deep state is real. I believe they will do anything in their power to make sure Trump is not president. And if you believe, like I believe, about what happened in 2020, let's just leave it like that, then what makes you think it's going to be different in 2024?
Well, I think we've put together some, pretty deep state-by-state infrastructure,
We have.
But I don't think it's where it needs to be, and I think that we need to chase ballots really hard like the Democrats do.
Correct.
And I think we should even play dirty if we have to. I mean,
Well,
it's on that level.
It is on that level. Okay, you watched 2020. You watched the midterms of 2022. Okay, to me that was a test run. They went out. They went out in a year where it had to be a massive red wave, and they stuffed it, and they got themselves where they basically won the midterms. They let us have they gave us these New York seats. I don't believe that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
because
I feel you.
Because they're all in it together. It's a uniparty. They're in it together. The Democrats and Republicans are just as bad. They look at the Mitch McConnells of the world we got going for us. I mean, we always talk about them keeping brain dead people in power so they can hold power. Look what we've got with Mitch McConnell. This guy can't. He's fried. Okay,
he's a career swamp creature that's half brain dead, like the rest.
They
of
both
Democrats.
are. Okay, so they decided that the left was going too far left, and they gave us the House so we could stop the Biden agenda from going forward. They did it. The Democrats did it. They know how many. Okay, the fact that they won the midterms in a clear, everything pointing towards the red waves tells me that they have control of the elections, and it doesn't matter what we do. See, and that's why I'm against Trump. See, I believe. See, now other people will say, well, if you believe that, what makes you think if we put Vivek in there or we put DeSantis in there that you believe that they're going to let us win? And my answer is they hate Trump so much and what Trump stands for, okay, which is we the people, that if they put one of their candidates in, which is DeSantis, and the reason why DeSantis is one of their candidates, and I was a big DeSantis fan, Me
too, but I realize he's been exposed as one.
He got exposed on the debate stage, okay?
Yeah, and plus all the
All the
you know,
neocons did. They all got exposed
all
on
the
the debate
neocons are
stage.
backing up behind him. Come on.
Yes.
Let's
Okay.
just face it.
And see, I talked to Vivek for 40 minutes on the phone 3 weeks before the debate. Okay? And we talked. I said, I notice you're reaching out to the Trump base and you're doing a good job. And I said, I'm not going to tell you how to run your campaign because I know what you're doing. I said, but why are you the only one that's reaching out to the Trump base and nobody else is?
Yeah.
Okay. And then, he didn't really answer that. He kind of like, I didn't really want to tell him, like, I know he knows what he's doing, right? Now, did it shock me? Did it shock me that 6 of the 7 people on that debate stage, or was it 7 out of the 8, didn't reach out to the Trump base and were anti? You were never going to win the nomination.
I know they are insane.
Are they fucking crazy? It's
they're
like
living in.
they're living in 2004 Bush world. Okay,
absolutely.
Unless Nikki Haley, now she did a good job on foreign policy on the debate stage, but unless she went up there like Vivek did and said, I'm going to pardon Trump on day one, and I'm going to do, and we're America first, and you got to, they're not even in touch with the base.
I know, they have no idea.
How is DeSantis, and I was a big DeSantis fan, by the way.
I was too.
How is he not in touch with the base?
I know, it's like, dude, you're so tone deaf to the voters that you're chasing. I mean,
exactly. The only one that's not tone deaf to the voters you're chasing was Vivek. Now,
and he's climbing in the polls every day.
Correct. And it's just like when the Democrats, all the people listen to the show, right? Let's all go back to 2019. When all the brain dead Democrats, they put 19 of them on stage or whatever the fuck there was, right? Yeah. And at least every one of them said Trump bad and reached out to their base. Every one of them, pretty much.
Right.
Not every one of them. You had the moderate Democrat lane, but most of them were reaching out to the far left, okay? Because that's what you do in a primary. You reach to the far left, you reach to the far right, you come back to the middle in a general election. This is politics 101. So how in the world did 7 of the 8 people not know what you're supposed to say in a primary stage? And when they said if Trump was convicted, Vivek's hand was the first one up to pardon Trump. And then you see what I think is political suicide. You see DeSantis look around and then raise his hand. Okay?
Like, dude, you don't check to see what everybody
so
else
now everybody in Trump world knows you're a fraud.
Yeah.
Okay?
Exactly.
Once they know you're a fraud, you're done. So
and plus it's like these all these mainstream candidates, it shows you what they really feel about the MAGA base.
They could give a fuck about the 32% MAGA base.
The only one that cares is Vivek.
Right.
And
he told me this on the phone. His exact words to me was, Mike, he goes, why does Trump have all ownership of the MAGA base? He goes, I'm 38 years old. Why can't I run on the MAGA base?
Right.
And I said, why can't you? Right?
It's nothing stopping him.
It's nothing stopping him. So he told me he's going to run to try and get the MAGA base, which he's doing. He's running on the policies that they like. Why in the world would nobody else be running on that?
And everybody says that it's Trump's call to personality. It's part of that, but it's mainly his policies. I mean, everybody else has ignored what half the country is looking for decades and decades.
Correct. Trump patched in on what half the country is looking for. Okay?
Absolutely.
And they want to get rid of what they call Trumpism, which is the MAGA policies, whatever. They want, but half the country wants America first. I want America
Exactly.
first. I want fucking the homeless people taken off the street. I want the African American community $500 billion given to them so they can have a good life. Okay? I don't want all $500 billion sent to Ukraine. Okay? I want to take care of us. I want to fix our borders. I want to fucking get fentanyl out of. I want to have God back in the country. Like, this is what people want. Like, they want to fucking take care of everybody else's board. So it's like, Vivek is not a fucking fraud. I talked to him on the phone. I know what Vivek wants. He is not just reaching out to the MAGA base to get elected.
So you don't think it's lip service?
Dude, come on. Look how polished he is. Look what he did to those two TMZ guys on fucking climate change yesterday. He shredded them. Okay, Vivek is everywhere. Okay, people. Somebody asked, well, why is Vivek on every TV station and RFK Jr. isn't? Well, they don't want RFK Jr. to get power. He's everything they don't stand for, the Democrats. Right?
He's as big a threat to Biden as any Republican.
What? And then I have to this goes to show you how stupid some of the people in the Trump base are. And then it's like, why did they give Trump all the airtime? Remember, they had him on every CNN, every MSNBC. They gave him all. I gave him all that airtime because they figured there's no way he could win a general. Right?
And plus, they love the ratings. Like,
right. Well, they're
ratings.
giving Vivek all the airtime because. What will they do? They'll suck a dick to get anybody in there beside Trump, even if he runs on the Trump policies. So
as soon as Vivek gets the nomination, they'll turn on him.
They'll turn on him like no other. Like we know that they'll turn on him like no other. Okay, but he's 38 years old. He's got fucking wheels like Trump. He's an Energizer bunny. He's everywhere. He's everywhere. He's doing fucking podcasts everywhere.
And plus, he has charisma.
And he's
that's
got
one thing everybody else is lacking is the charisma factor. He's got that.
He does.
He's got the likability.
You know, and the only thing that I worry about with Vivek and even the people in his campaign I've talked to, and it is, will the religious wing of the Republican Party jump on board? Because he is Indian and he is Hindu, and
but but he still holds the same basic fundamental values.
I agree. I agree, and they're trying to say he's anti-Israel. They're trying to spin his words.
Right.
And
he needs to be very clear about Israel. That's very important.
It's very important. It was so important that the guy who runs the Republican Jewish Coalition is a good friend of mine, Matt Brooks. Like he had not met with him, and I hooked him up. I gave him his number to reach out and talk to him. And Matt talked to him about some things. I asked him how the conversation went. He said, "Oh, they're scheduled to meet again here in a few weeks." So, because Matt was not happy with a couple things with Israel that he represents. But he's a good guy. Vivek's a good guy, man.
All right. Well, hey, Mikey, I don't want to
it's all good, man.
For everybody else, but hey, I love you, Mike. I wish you all the best.
Thanks, man.
Tables.
Try and tell these people in the in these chats, like they keep saying, what conspiracy theories have we said that have not come true? I want to know one. Yeah. I think we're something like 20-0 on conspiracy theories. Right?
Yeah, when you ride over and over, it's hard to call it a conspiracy.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to sit there and say like, well, and this is why the MAGA base hangs on to Trump, is because everything Trump says ends up coming true. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I mean, they fucking impeached him on everything that fucking Biden did, that he was trying to prove that Biden was.
Like they mind screw the hell out of you. I mean, that's what they've been doing.
They do.
I mean, they are the worst. They are just the worst.
The worst of the worst. They are the fucking scum of the scum. And listen, the GOP's not much better. The fucking leadership in the GOP, but
man, I mean, just like Democrats through and through are just absolute evil.
They are. I mean, you have evil against criminals, and I think if somebody told you this is your choice, criminals or evil, and I say, well, I'll take the fucking criminals. You know?
Yeah, it looks a lot satanic, like these Democrats. Like, it's just,
dude, the shit they do is incredible, and most of the people in the Democrat base don't even know how bad it is.
They're blind sheep.
They're blind. Yeah. And that's why you have to show them everything. You have to show them the proof. You have to show them what's going on.
If they'll even open their ears to listen to you, because some of them are so.
You know they're evil when when they're running on. Please don't tell your parents that you want to be a boy or you want to be a girl, because we're gonna hide it from you.
It's like they're spitting in the face of God and telling you to love it.
Exactly. I mean, have a good weekend, my friend. At least
you too, bro.
Take care.
Bye.
Anyways, man, it's so fucking true, man. It's so true. They're literally running on a platform of, if your son or daughter comes out as trans, don't tell the parents. They're trusting you as a teacher to not tell their parents. When I was growing up, if I did one thing wrong at the fucking PTA meeting, the parents knew everything. Now they're running on, hide it from the parents, and we're going to trans your fucking kid. We're going to trans your fucking kid if you go to fucking public school. God, I'm glad I don't have kids. God, I am so glad I don't have kids. I can't even imagine what they're doing. Anyway, 702-329-0480. We've been on for a little over an hour. I've actually had a lot more energy than I thought I would have today, because there's so many funny things going on in the world. I'm in terrible pain. Like, I've been really struggling, you guys. I'm looking into possibly getting a laminectomy on my thoracic to relieve the pressure. What's going on? Welcome to Mouthpiece.
Hey, Mikey, what's going on?
What's up, man? Who's this?
It's Vince from New Jersey.
Hey, buddy. How you doing?
How's it going? Hey, the last caller mentioned how the Democrats are evil, and just to touch on that point, I watched a documentary on Netflix that you absolutely have to watch.
Okay.
It's a 9/11 documentary. It came out a couple of years ago.
Oh, my God. I just saw it 2 days ago.
It's fucking amazing,
It's
right?
unbelievable, dude. It's
and just to speak on how he said the Democrats are evil, listen, they're both horrible.
I know they are.
They're both criminals.
Bush, they knew about fucking dude, I saw, I couldn't, it changed my, I can't even believe what I was watching.
How about the $36 million complex they built that never got used, or the $100 million in planes that just got destroyed and left on the tarmac?
Yeah, I mean, it was unbelievable. I fell asleep in the last, I've only watched the first, I fell asleep after the first two, or 2.5. I think there's
so you got to watch the third and fourth one.
Okay.
They touch more on like what's going on during the war.
Right.
The first two were like pre 9/11 and stuff. But,
right.
It was absolutely amazing, and I recommend anyone to watch all 5 parts of that.
Yeah.
You'll see how wasteful the government is. And
I'm so glad you called me, because I fucking fell asleep like right in the middle of right about 5 minutes into the third one. And then when I woke up, when you fall asleep on Netflix, it goes to the next one and the next. And so when I woke up, it said that I completed it. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute, it didn't seem like I completed it. So now I know exactly where I ended on. So
yeah, it was just an amazing piece. And you know what I like most about it is, like, you would think with something like that on Netflix, they're going to have some kind of liberal spin to it.
Yeah.
And it was completely not, it had no agenda whatsoever.
No.
It bashed Obama for his handling of it when he took over in Iraq, and it bashed Bush, and obviously Bush is more to blame for everything.
Once you know, okay, and once you're aware of there's a military-industrial complex, okay, that wants war, and they use war to make money. Once you know that, then you know that what do you want to vote for, okay? The Democrats, for all those years, were the anti-war party. Now, the Democrats are the pro-war party, and the Republicans are the
there's a reason why, Mike. It's when a family has so much to do with a country that's involved in the war, of course they're going to be involved in it. I mean, how is it not national news every single day with the corruption with Ukraine and what? I mean, how in the world could you get away with? There's record of money going to your family from a country, and then mysteriously you send $100 billion to that country.
Correct.
I mean, it's so black and white, and no one talks about it.
According to Barry Wong, there's no proof that money went to Biden. I mean, there's total
Yeah, so
proof.
then why don't we spend $100 billion in Africa for all the civil wars they're having? Or why don't we spend $100 billion in other Middle Eastern countries that are having civil wars? Why are we in Ukraine? Why, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make sense.
It's all money being siphoned. It's all money being siphoned. It's all fucking money laundering. You know it.
Well,
I know it.
There's a reason why D.C. and all the suburbs are the richest places in America. And it's because when there's a war, it justifies money printing, and the money printing only enriches the elite and not the poor people, and destroys the middle class.
Correct.
So they're basically doing it. They're using war and COVID as an excuse to money print, so that their real estate goes up and their stock accounts go up. I mean, it's pretty blatantly obvious.
It's blatantly obvious, you know. They attached to $24 billion more to Ukraine and $700 per person to Hawaii. Do you need to know anymore?
Mike, I live 15 miles from Philadelphia. If you drove around some neighborhoods in Philadelphia, you would think you're in the worst third world country in the world.
I know, and they won't give any money because you know why? They gotta keep those people down. If they keep them hooked on drugs, down with crime everywhere, guess who they have to vote for to survive?
Well, guess what, Mike? When it gets so bad that all those poor people become drug addicts, destitute, and homeless, those people aren't even going to vote either.
Yeah,
because they're not going to get to the voting booth.
It's true.
Like there's a difference between lower class and then homeless and destitute, and that's what they're creating. This whole economy is creating poor and destitute, and then uber elite.
Yeah. That's it, but that's how you control society. You eradicate the middle class, and you have homeless and destitute and very rich, and that's how you that's how you get one world order, and that's how you take control of the society.
Why do you think it is? Why do you think it is that you're the only one of like the big name poker players that have like your viewpoint on things? Why do you think that no one else comes forward? Do you think they're scared to have your viewpoint?
That's a good question. Now, I talked to a lot of the top poker players, and in 2016, most of them were fucking far left, and they were liberals. In 2024, I can't name names, but you'd be surprised how many of them are on our side. And they don't want to come forward because of... They can't. Let's just put it that way.
Well, that'll tell you something about what's going to happen in the election, then, because that's the same situation that happened in 2016 when
that's a good point.
Publicly they said they loved Hillary, and then when they got to the voting booth, they voted for Trump.
Yeah, it's a good point. But if they have, let's put it this way, do you believe that we really lost the midterms in 2022? It's not possible, right? So if they've got this unbelievable ballot harvesting thing like mastered, how are we gonna win?
It's true. I mean,
unless
I'm kind of
and this is what Vivek said. Okay, this is what he said to me, Mike. We don't need to win. We need to win big. He goes, and with Trump, we're not. Even if we win, we don't win big. We need a resounding demolition, like what Reagan did in '84, for us to say no more. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I'm on Team Vivek, because he could bring it. I believe he could bring the middle together, where Trump is only going to get us 45%. You know,
like you said earlier, you hope like all these deep South states like Alabama, Mississippi, Georgia, you hope that they would vote for someone like that. You know?
Yeah, exactly what we're worried about. And again, it's kind of like the Democrats, why they when Mayor Pete won the Iowa and the first two states, they had to take him out because they know the blacks are the most anti-gay than anybody. And without the black vote, they were never going to vote for a gay person in 2020. Now, will they in 2028 or 2032? Maybe, but not now. And so that's the same thing that I'm worried about with Vivek. and so we'll see. We'll see.
All right, Mike, I'm going to hop off and
All
let
right, man.
some other
Thanks
people
for
get on.
calling.
But nice talking to you, man.
You got it. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. Yeah, Christians could never vote for Vivek, and you're right, and I am worried about that. I am worried about that. Just like I said, the liberals will never vote, the blacks will never vote for Mayor Pete. Same situation. So we'll see. Maybe that's why they're pumping up Vivek. Who the fuck knows? Because they know they'll win there. That makes sense. Why you always ask yourself why is the mainstream media pumping up somebody? They're always doing it for a reason.
Hey.
Oh, welcome to Mouthpiece, Mike. What's up?
Hey, what's up, Mike?
How are you?
Pretty good. I just had to tell you, man, when you do this stuff, when you open these phone lines up, you show a lot of guts, man.
Thanks,
nobody
man.
out there does that kind of shit. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I just try. I try and educate people, man, because see, like there's a pro and a con with this injury I have. The pro is that the bad part is I'm stuck in bed. I can't go travel the tournament circuit. I'm in tons of pain, and there's not much I can do about it. The good part is I educate myself and I see what's going on, and now that Elon owns Twitter, they're not blocking and censoring half the population. So you kind of wake up and you know what's going on, and you try and educate people that just spit out CNN or MSNBC talking points, and you try and tell them, hey, go here, go here.
Yeah, all these guys,
here.
they get somebody on the show and they just want to talk back and forth, and all that gets exchanged is the narrative. And then when you open up the phone lines, once in a while you get some guy that knows what the hell he's talking about,
Yeah.
and then he opens it up.
Yeah, like the last
like,
couple we had, know exactly what's going on. The guy we had 2 phone calls ago is 100% knows what's going on. But I also tried to explain to him why, he's kind of on the Trump or nobody train. And I tried to explain to him, if you believe what I believe that happened in 2020, and I know he believes that, then you have to ask yourself, and I keep telling these people, what makes you believe it's going to change in 2024? If you believe they put out a fucking virus to fucking take Trump out on the world, and the U.S. released COVID on the world, which it's almost proof now that Fauci was running gain of function research, and we're the ones that released COVID, right? Like, if you believe that, then what do you think they're going to do in 2024? Let's see. They impeached him twice. They indicted him 4 times. COVID was put out on the world. Well, what's next? Like Tucker says, what's next? Is it?
Yeah, I'm a retired pharmacist. Okay?
Yeah.
I knew when they put that vaccine out.
When the vaccine came out and they're telling everybody they're trying to save lives, you knew something was in trouble. These are people.
Oh yeah, because the minute they said that it was 90, right? And that's what they said initially was right at the beginning. It was 94% effective.
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember because I took it in April, May, and I left the house in July 9th of 2021. And the first time I left the house since COVID started, I got COVID. And I was livid. I'm like, give me a break. You're saying I fall into the 5% category? And then we go into find out.
I got the vaccine. I got COVID. And then, and it's like the flu. They can't get control of the flu. They never have.
Yeah.
The best year of flu vaccine was its effectiveness. The best year was like 41%.
Yeah.
That's the best year. And they've had years where it's like 22%. So this thing, COVID, comes out and has a little bit of similarity to the flu. You think they're going to come up right out of the bat with a 94% effectiveness rate?
When the government tells you we're here to save lives, you knew that you have to put your guard up, because you know that we have hundreds of thousands of homeless people, hundreds of thousands of people dying a year from fentanyl overdoses. They don't give 2 fucks about. Now all of a sudden they care. As soon as you heard that, you knew we were in trouble. right? You knew we're being lied to. And listen, I took the first two vaccines. As soon as they started coming out with boost, that's when I knew it was all bullshit. Plus, it's still hard for me to barely lift my arm. I got Cerva from the vaccine, which is shoulder injury related vaccine administration. And I could actually sue the government, and they will give me probably $1,000 probably if I fill it out. You could look it up. Like, there's actually something called Cerva, and I got it in my shoulder. When I lift my arm, it hurts when I lift my arm, and that's where they administered it too high. But I know a lot of people who had a lot of bad reactions to the vaccine, and it's like I said, just to watch President Biden say, "Oh, we have a new vaccine coming out next month, and it works." Really? So the first 7 didn't work, and now you want? I mean, he's in bed with fucking the pharmaceutical companies, just like Trump was.
Yeah,
Trump was in bed with them too.
Yeah, exactly. I just talked to my doctor, and she knows I know what's going on, and so what are you gonna? So I told her, I said, what are you going to tell me about this new and improved new COVID vaccine? And all she told me was, don't take it.
Yeah, no shit.
Don't get it.
Let's put it this
That's
way.
what she told me. Don't get it.
The bottom line is the anti-vaxxers won the debate. That's irrefutable, okay? Everything they said is a lie. Everything they said about COVID was a lie. Everything Fauci said about COVID was a lie. It's been proven now that it's all been a lie. It's been proven. You watch Fauci laugh and talk about masks not working. Then he said mask, double mask, triple mask, when he knows the mask doesn't work. Anybody that's a doctor knows masks don't work, right? But yet they kept proving it, pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing, right? It's all, and now they're telling you, well, this one works. Oh, I mean, like, really? Really, you're going to get not one person. Well, like, maybe you'll get the far left fucking lunatics that believe everything the government tells them. But other than that, I wouldn't get them. You couldn't pay me enough money. I would never get I would never get another vaccine. Kirk, your son has autism from the vaccine. My friend Danny is my assistant right here. His granddaughter has fucking autism, and she's 2.5 years old from the vaccine. So you don't need to tell me.
I've had, anyway, I wanted to kind of touch on Ramaswamy a little bit,
go ahead.
About this weaponization of IRS, DOJ, FBI, all the, and I heard him on and he actually said this, and he said, we got to get rid of the IRS. He didn't, he said, we got to get rid of that group, that character. Yeah, he said, I heard that. And then what also,
here's a good one for you. Here's a good one for you. Maybe you can answer this. Like he said, we got to get rid of the IRS, that group, right? Now you saw when they were when they went out and they passed the legislation about 87,000 IRS agents, and then you saw the flyer they were putting out looking to hire IRS agents must learn how to use a weapon, right? And you're like, wait a minute, why do I have to learn how to fire a gun to work for the IRS, right? And I was like, wow, like why would you, right? And then I watched the Balco thing the other day, and the guy that opened the Balco case was an IRS agent. So why did they hire an IRS agent to open a pharmaceutical thing? The IRS isn't they supposed to just get your money? Well, they're all these IRS agents in the Balco thing were fucking all carrying weapons and trained to carry weapons, and he's the one who broke the case to the government. What is an IRS agent doing that? Nobody ever can answer me this. So, yeah, that's why when Vivek talks about the IRS agents, the FBI, dude, they're all one big cabal of unfucking.
And this is what this is why here's the reason. Here's the reason why I know Trump is not a racist. Okay.
Well, we all know that.
And, he is not.
Of course.
And the reason being is he's come on the air. He never uses the one term that he never uses, and he's also said, and I believe Trump Trump says nobody knows the Internal Revenue Code better than me.
Right.
And this is a guy that also never uses the term fair share.
Never.
And I've never seen him use the term skin in the game, which is a racial connotation. It's bad news, is what it is.
Well, what Trump
But when
says,
you use it,
what Trump says is, I know the code, and see that's what. Listen, rich people know the fucking tax code back and forth. They hire the richest.
African American over here. Look at him. Are you the greatest?
They hire the richest people to do their taxes to make sure every I is dotted and T is crossed. Okay, so when he sits there, Biden says we're hiring 87,000 IRS agents to go after the millionaires and billionaires.
Hey.
They ain't going after them. They're coming after the middle class. They're coming after the Bitcoin people. They're coming after. Do you know that over 60% of the people who are audited are people who make $60,000 a year? That's a fact. You can look it up.
Yeah. They go after the guy that doesn't have the lawyer. They go after the little guy.
Of course, and they bankrupt them.
And if you have a lawyer, I've talked to tax lawyers. I know a couple. In fact, I've studied the code myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I got started in it years ago when Gary Hart, when I was playing ball, I played ball at CU. And Gary Hart's, the guy who ran for president, his speechwriter tutored us. He was working on his PhD in political science. And so he was tutoring. He says, well, you got to get this down. You have to understand how they change the meanings of words.
Yeah.
And he says, that's why you have to learn this shit so you know somebody's not fucking with you.
Well, like it says, Trump doesn't know the tax code. He cheats. Well, why isn't he being arrested for tax evasion if he cheats? Of course he's not, because every I and T's been fucking crossed.
Yeah, exactly.
And every person is rich, fucking gets every tax break they could get. They know the code. They hire people who they pay big money to do their taxes and to make sure that everything's on the up and up. That's what you do.
Yeah.
Where the poor people, they don't get that saying. They got to go. They got to file what they made on the year, and then they get taxed. It's sad. I don't believe anybody under 100,000 should ever pay income tax. To be honest with you, that's my stance.
Oklahoma now is on the verge of getting rid of their state income tax.
Yeah, well, that's why people are all moving to Florida and Las Vegas because we have no state income tax.
Yeah, and eventually you're going to have to go with something like Vivek said. You're going to have to do some sort of what he's suggesting, some sort of sales consumption act, because when you go in, essentially you can't play this scam game. Article 1, Section 2, representatives and direct taxes have to be apportioned. And when they get around this, the only way they get around that is suckering people to sign a 1040 form. When you sign the 1040 form, you give up all your rights.
Yeah.
And that's how they nail you. I've talked to the tax attorney. He told me, he says the only way we can get around taxing your wages is that 1040 form.
Yeah.
If you didn't do that, then you better hire yourself a real good attorney, because there are some people that are bailing out.
Yep, it's true.
So anyway.
All right. Well, I appreciate you calling, man.
I'll let you go.
Have a good one. Take care.
Have a good one.
Later. Listen, guys, I'm in horrific pain. I'm going to go in the bathtub. I mean, my pain level is like an 11 right now. So I'm going to have to bail. But I wanted to I'm going to touch on my my preseason over-unders, and we'll do that next Thursday. But I'll let you guys know I've gone with over on over minus $1.50, 7.5 wins with the Pittsburgh Steelers. I've gone under 8 wins, lay $1.20 with Carolina Panthers. I've gone over 7.5 on the Bears That's just my gut. And I've gone over 6.5 with the Washington Commanders. Those are the 4 right now. And I've debating between 5 and 10,000 on each one. And I'll let you guys know next week. NFL football starts next week. We're going to have pick of the week next week. I'll have all my picks in, and we will discuss my over-unders. Next week, we're going to discuss mostly football. I'm not a really big college football guy, so but we'll discuss what happened this week in the college football. Football's back, and we will be discussing a lot of it next week. Yeah, Barry, Trump has not been indicted for any tax violations. So have a nice day. Talk to you guys next week on the Mouthpiece. Thanks for listening. Hopefully I'll get out of pain and I can play some fucking poker. This is ridiculous. And I'll talk to you all later. Peace.
The Mouthpiece.